The director suddenly stared at an old man beside, asking Ellis if he recognized him. Ellis looked baffled, not knowing who he was. Ellis was about to lose it. He couldn't figure out what was going on. The Dell in front of him was a total stranger compared to the Dell who investigated his case. Talk about a twin comedy. Was the director saying Ellis' experiences were just a daydream? He tried to explain the Dell in front wasn't the one who brought him. Total mix-up. Monty cut in without hesitation. This is Damien's dad, Dell. Ellis freaked out, realizing it could be a prank. Oh no. Ellis suddenly realized that from the start, this was a setup to get him into a mental hospital. Ellis wanted to explain, but it was too late. Staff eagerly escorted him away on the director's orders. After being dragged to the treatment room for special care, when he woke up, Ellis told the chief doctor it had to be his husband pulling some strings to get his money. Only her husband had the ability to pull some newspaper tricks to make her believe the true Dell was another old guy. So the chief and Monty decided to help Ellis escape. The hospital's treatment was too enthusiastic. The director constantly disagreed with Ellis' reasoning. Clearly, there were some secrets at play. Could it be that the director was also part of this outrageous scheme? Ellis said to verify it, check his bank account. If money's gone, it's a red flag. If not, Ellis is crazy. Seeing his determination, Montes and the chief risked it all. The chief rushed to the police station, saying a psych ward patient seemed framed by her husband, urgently requesting the sheriff's help. Apparently, Ellis' bank account seemed to vanish. But really, who would believe a mental patient filing a report? The sheriff quickly sent the chief away, but ordered his colleague to look into it just in case. Meanwhile, Monty snuck into the director's office, wanting to check if he really took a bribe. Caught by the director, Montes got lucky. He found Ellis has been paid a huge amount for his private admission. This cost was 20 times normal, and the director's name was on the check. Definitely fishy. The director claimed it was to relieve hospital finances, and that it was already transferred to the hospital account. Montes decided to press her foot. Clearly, this one-time payment wasn't just a coincidence. The director confidently refuted his claims. The director reiterated Ellis' legal admission. The hospital will take full responsibility. But now things were getting tangled. Did Ellis really have a mental illness, or was this all her husband's scheme? Facing the director's questioning, Montes could only tell the truth. When the director arrived in the room, he realized Ellis was nowhere to... What a ghost story. The director urgently alerted all staff to search for Ellis. However, after the search, they still couldn't find Ellis. Time flew by, and soon it was evening. Montes received a call from the chief, who had sneakily snuck into the hospital's storage room to retrieve Ellis' key. The chief found Ellis' home empty long, confirming her betrayal. Thus, he became even more convinced that Ellis was right. She was tricked into the mental hospital. The chief discovered a private investigator's badge at Ellis' house while Ellis secretly entered a room on the other side. She poured a flammable liquid all over the floor, then with a borrowed lighter, quickly set the whole room ablaze. She initially planned to create chaos to escape, but one person wasn't enough, so she had a whole plan. She had arranged for Guy to use an empty bladder to distract the guards, then released all the patients. Sure enough, the hospital fire sparked chaos among the patients. Seeing the time was ripe, Ellis got ready to bolt for the... But would you believe it? She ran into the corner checking in to talk about the chaos not being over yet. Turns out, amidst the chaos, a patient named Romulo was stabbed to death and had always thought of Ellis as his mother. When Ellis heard the news, she was instantly crushed, thinking she indirectly caused his death. She could have escaped, but Ellis gave up the chance and knocked out the coroner instead to uncover the truth. Soon, the director and sheriff discovered the knocked-out coroner, connecting the dots to the missing Ellis and feeling a sense of foreboding. They arrived at the morgue only to find Ellis chilling there, showing no signs of panic whatsoever. Ellis stated that the sheriff could arrest her, but she had to share some insights first. She mentioned that besides the cuts, the corpse had a sunken chest and several fractures, clearly indicating it had been hugged by something heavy. The sheriff retorted, but there's no such heavy object in the dead guy's room. Ellis pressed on about Louis' death incident. Upon hearing about this other casualty, the sheriff's face turned quizzical. The director quickly explained that witnesses confirmed it was an accident, but Ellis was taken aback. She hadn't paid attention until tonight with Romulo's murder, then suddenly the truth hit her. Turns out, it was Romulo who saved her after all. His one-sided love had actually made the entire situation even more intricately complicated. The big guy, in a fit of emotion, ended up killing Romulo, and in the end, he was arrested for malicious homicide. At least Ellis avenged. Next, she still had to tackle the issue of how to escape the mental hospital smoothly. The sheriff finally understood that Ellis was indeed the patient claiming to be kidnapped, but the director insisted everything was fine. But then, an officer chimed in. They confirmed Ellis' husband cleared her bank accounts. Now that's a bombshell. But an officer interrupted, confirming Ellis' husband cleared her bank accounts a bombshell. Subscribe if you liked it.